Hey folks, welcome back to another one of my videos. I'm Brendan from Bluelight, and over the past several years I've been coaching and supporting people for the police recruitment process. There's some links there down below in the blurb to my courses and seminars, and also a link to my Facebook group that's now got over 6,200 people in it, supporting each other in a very ethical way for the police recruitment process. So what's today's video all about? Well, today I've been in York. This is the management centre of the York Marriott, doing some one-to-one coaching for one of my clients who's preparing for the Civil Nuclear Constabulary Final Assessment Centre. So just a couple of things that we covered today, just to give you a feel for the sort of depth that you need to be going into. First of all, though, just to mention that you've already had the telephone interview if you've got to this point where you've been asked questions about how have you prepared for the role, what do you know about the role, what can you tell me about the role, what does it involve, and why do you want to be a police officer in the Civil Nuclear Constabulary, which is a perfectly reasonable question. So chances are you're probably not going to get asked questions like that again in the interview. So what does it comprise of, the interview assessment centre? Well, you've got an interview where I do believe two of the questions will be competence related, based on the competencies for an authorised firearms officer, which is a little bit different from the policing professional framework, which the Skills for Justice are produced that most Home Office forces use. The Civil Nuclear Constabulary have their own. And for those of you who are my clients, if you go over to the client-only Facebook group, I published a copy of that in the client-only group for you, so you'll find it in the files section. So some of the things that we took a look at were the competency questions, more about that in another video, and also how we need to focus on the motivation and values side of it for the interview, how we needed to look at how you may have developed yourself in the past, what's on social media in terms of the Civil Nuclear Constabulary, but what's the purpose of the Civil Nuclear Constabulary and how does it do it, what are the current challenges that the Civil Nuclear Constabulary are facing, and the secondary question to that is how will you help us meet those challenges, and also what impact will being a CNC officer have on your personal life. And talking about shifts is not enough. And saying things like, as happened today, I hope my client won't mind, said, well, some people may not want to associate with me anymore. Well, what kind of friends are you keeping? Or I may have to keep myself away from illegal substances and such like. Well, you're doing that now. You shouldn't need to say those things. So these are little landmines that you can set for yourself. Please do not do so. What else are you going to have? You're going to have a firearms handling test where you'll be given a bit of a drill around the G36 and the Glock 17 firearms. I think this is just to make sure you don't actually fumble them, drop them on the floor or do anything daft, just to make sure you can actually handle a firearm. Because some of you may not have handled a firearm before, especially not one like this. You're not going to have live rounds. There's no way they're going to give you live rounds, folks. There'll be no rounds whatsoever, and if you are loading any rounds as part of an exercise, there'll be dummies. Don't worry about that. But that might freak some people out, so it's a way of also you determining whether this is for you, because every CNC officer is an AFO, authorised firearms officer. What else are you going to have to do? An observational test coupled with a written test. I'm not going to go into that into too much detail. I'm not quite sure what it'll be actually, but if it's what I suspect it will be, take a look at my YouTube video where I talk about a timeline, utilising a timeline for written stroke video exercises. And next, a group discussion with 4 people with some kind of situation that they'll present you with. My guess is this will revolve around you utilising a national decision model and making decisions about whether you're going to do things right or do the right thing. There's a difference between the two. A distinct difference between doing things right and doing the right thing. So my guess is that there'll be some kind of dilemma around that. So for those of you, my fantastic clients, I'll do a few videos to go into those issues in a little bit more depth. So please go to the Bluelight client-only Facebook group where you'll find those videos. For those of you who are preparing for the CNC, and you're going to ask this question of me, have you got an online course for this? Sorry, no I haven't. But on my online course I cover a lot of the material you'll need for the interview side. I just don't cover anything for the group discussion. You'll find that in the client-only Facebook group. So until next time, folks, I hope you found this useful. It's Brendan from York here saying cheerio. I'll see you at the next one. Bye-bye for now.